A current Nick and a former Nick on my favorite plays on this afternoon's card and prize picks. What could possibly go wrong? Let's check it out. Hey, good afternoon. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake, here back for another NBA Prize Picks video. If you haven't checked out the early video I did where I dropped 5 of my favorite plays on the early board, I will link it at the end of this video so you can check that out as well. But I got 5 plays for you. Like I said, I got a former Nick, I got a present Nick. I'll talk about why I like both of them, and hopefully they bring us to the promised land on this Friday, little TGIF before the weekend. And the last few weekends have been really good for us, so hopefully that trend continues as well. But hey, that's never near here nor there. Let's just keep going after this and hopefully continue to stack a little bit of money for us. So with that, if you see any of this information helpful at all, please hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and let's just dive right into this so we can talk about it. All right. I have the Prize Picks main desktop version up here if you want. They have a sweet mobile app as well you can download. Very simple. I got 5 plays for you. Massive 12-game slate. I could go all different kind of ways here. I dug in a few that I really like. And again, we'll finish with the current and the former Nick that I do like, but we'll go over 5 of these plays. And if you do not have a Prize Picks account, make sure you head on over there and use that promo code DFSArmy and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And if you are a brand new subscriber to Prize Picks as well, sign up. You can get a free month of DFSArmy VIP membership and follow the description below to get access to that. All right, let's jump in real quick. We're going to go points, rebounds, and assists for the 2 that we like here. And they're from their teammates on the same team. I feel like it's a little too low. And the first one we're going to go here is Drew Eubanks. 19.5 is just too low. If we look at his last 3 games, he's played 30, 30, and 39 minutes in these 3 games he's went over. And he's just getting more run. They don't have, their team that's hurt. They don't have a whole lot of talent on Portland. Going up against Brooklyn, they are massive, master of underdogs here. 13.5 point underdogs, 228 total. I don't think that they win this game, but the minutes he is playing, I think he can get there. In those 3 games, right, he went 24, 28, and 35 points, rebounds, and assists. And I think he continues to see around 30, 32 minutes. And, going up against Drummond and crew, I think it's just too low. I think he can get there again. I think the line should be closer to 23.5. And I think we just go right back and attack this. If we go look at Brooklyn's defense, ranked 19th in points allowed, 14th in rebounds allowed, 12th in assists allowed. And I just, like attacking this. This line just feels way too low for Drew Eubanks. So we're going to jump on that. Next one we're going to look at again is his teammate. And we're going to come over here and we're going to grab Trenton Watford. Same kind of thing, 23.5. The minutes have been there for him as well. He's 34 minutes over his last 5, taking 11, 19, 16, 14 shots over his last 4 games. The stats, are basically the same as were for Eubanks. I forgot to mention that Eubanks, the juice is on the over there around minus 125, minus 130 in spots. So the juice is on the over on that 19.5. And same thing here. The juice is around minus 120 for the over on Watford. And it's one of those things where he's went over this number, 23.5, in 6 of his last 7 games, and they just need him. He's going to have to play the minutes because they just don't have a lot of bodies. He will get blowout run as well, so I'm not worried about that. And again, the points have been there for him. He put up 27 points against Washington. It was pretty massive. And the rebounds, 8, 9, 6, 3, 7, 14 over his last 6 games. And he does assists as well, 5, 2, and 3 over his last 3 games. So he gets you a little bit of everything here. And again, he's going to play in some blowout run as well. So I like the over 23.5 here. I think this line should be closer to 25.5. So we're going to take the over on Trenton Watford, over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The next one we're going to go over to assists. It's one that we've been hitting quite frequently here. And as long as they're going to have issues, an injury consideration for Phoenix, again, they're still without CP3. Cam Johnson's still out. Jay Crowder's questionable. And Jay Crowder won't change this for me at all, but it'll just, push it even higher for me. But it's Cam Payne over 7.5 assists here. He just continues to get this done in this lineup. And this is a pretty close spread. It's Phoenix -5. It was -6 this morning when I was doing this because I had to play for Chicago on the other side. 231.5 over under. Again, Phoenix favored by 5. He's went over this mark in 8 out of his last 10 games. The juice is on the over around -115, -120. I really love this play. This is my favorite play on the afternoon card here. So again, if I ever find something I really, really like, it's definitely this one. So we're going to go over 7.5 assists. The Bulls are ranked 18th in assists allowed, 26th in point guard defense. Some of those numbers are skewed a little bit. Caruso was out for a good amount of time. He comes off the bench, but I still think they're going to have to put Caruso on Booker a lot of the times as well, because Booker, if he gets hot, he can absolutely torch this team. So I looked at Booker's as well. Booker's was a 5.5. And in a close game like this, I don't mind taking some shots at his as well, but I just prefer Payne. He's been a little bit more consistent. But Booker as well. If you wanted to take a shot at Booker's assist, he's went over it in 7 of his last 10 games. Just missed it against Houston, but before that, he went for 8, 10, 7, 9, and 7. So I don't mind if you want to take a shot at that. And his juice is over as well at -130. So I like both the Booker and Cameron Payne. I'm going to go Cameron Payne here, but I have no problem if you want to take a chance on Devin Booker at over assist as well at 5.5, because that line to me should be 6.5. So you are getting a little bit of value here by jumping on Devin Booker. So but we're going to jump on Cameron Payne on this one. But again, if you want to jump on Booker as well, I don't mind playing them both on the same card either. I think they can both get there. They have in numerous games together. So it's not like if one does something, the other one don't. So just keeping that in mind. And it's the same thing, if we're talking about Eubanks and Watford, I don't mind playing them together. If you want to split them up and say, okay, well, maybe I want to do I always preach 2-man power plays. So maybe you want to take a Eubanks and Payne and then take a Eubanks and Booker. And then maybe you want to take a Watford and Payne and a Watford and Booker. That's how you can make 2-man power plays and split these plays up a little bit. And they may all hit, and they may have a couple of them hit, and you can still turn out a nice profit with that 3x, payout for the 3-man power plays. So just keep that in mind. When you're building these out, again, I preach a lot of the times these 2-man power plays, just mix and match them like that. And especially if you got, where I'm saying Eubanks and Watford from the same team, I still think they can both get there. But if you don't feel strongly about that and you want to mix and match these, that's the perfect way to do it, right? And if you have 4 sets of plays, and even if 2 of them get there, and 6x and you've played 4x, you're still gonna get 2 times your money of what you played. So just keep that in mind when you're building these, and that's one way that I do it. All right, now we're talking about the Knicks, the current Knick and the former Knick. Let's start with the current Knick that I like, and I just love where he's at here. There's a couple ways to go with this, and I'll bring it up because I like a couple plays from him. It's RJ Barrett. Over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists, or 37 fantasy score going against Washington. And again, it's a game that's kind of fun. You can make a 2-man power play with this and go both sides of it, which should be a lot of fun as well. So if you want to play, this is a single 2-man power play. It's always fun when you can find value in the same game and play a quick 2-man, because it just adds a little bit more interest in the game where you have instant payout there if they both hit. So I prefer points, rebounds, and assists a little bit here, but I do like fantasy score as well. He's hit this in only 2 of his last 5 games, but again, one was against Dallas, hard matchup. Memphis, tough matchup as well. Didn't do great against Brooklyn, going against Portland and Sacramento, he actually torched these guys, and I feel like we're going to get something very similar like that today. Going up against Washington here. They don't really have anyone that can guard him. And he's went over this in 6 of his last 10 games. The line is actually 34.5 that's out there. But I do like 33.5. I do like the fantasy score. If you want to take the fantasy score for him, I think that's a perfectly fine way to go as well. Especially those, steals and blocks do add up a little bit. And he does a little bit of everything out there. So it really comes down to, what do you want to do with Barrett? Do you want to play the fantasy score? Do you want to do the points, rebounds, and assists? If we just look at, some of the other matchups that he had for his fantasy score, he put up, 38.8 against the Clippers, And then he only put up 30 against Phoenix. Again, a tough matchup, but the minutes have been massive. That's the thing. You got to look at his minutes. He averages 40 minutes a game over his last 10, and the shots have been crazy. 20, 21, 25, 16, 21, 18, 26, 23, 22, 22. The volume is massive. He's averaging 22 shots a game over his last 10. But again, when he played Philly, he put up 44 fantasy points, 41 fantasy points. Even against Miami, he put up 56 fantasy points. So with all the minutes they got going and all the shots he's doing, and he does rebounds and assists, again, I like, both of these. I don't know exactly which one I'll do. I'll probably mix and match some of these. The more I look at this, I might just go fantasy score because, those steals do add up. And he does have 2 steals in that game against Portland. And he did have 3 steals in that game against Brooklyn where, they struggled. He only shot 38% from the field there. And then he had 1 steal against Memphis. So I think Washington, I think he can do pretty well in this matchup. So I do like him here. Again, I'm kind of torn between fantasy score and points, rebounds, assists. We're going to put points, rebounds, and assists here. But again, I like both of them. And then the last play is on the other side of this. And I'm sure I'll get a little pushback for this, and I'm sure I will. But I still feel like it's the right play. Going the unicorn again, Porzingis. We just missed this the last time when they played Denver. And to me, it came down to the minutes. I had points, rebounds, and assists, and the line was sitting at, I believe it was 24.5. I'm sorry, no, it was 27.5. He only played 23 minutes that game against Denver, and he put up 24 points, rebounds, assists. I'm not going points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going fantasy score here for the unicorn. I think it's too low at 31. With what he does, I think this is the way to go with the unicorn. He's played, he's going back to the Garden here, right? And I know it's been a while. He hasn't played, I guess you can call it revenge factor if you want to. He played 4 games when he was with Dallas against the Knicks, and he put up 44 fantasy points, only 25, then 44 and 52. He's going to chuck the ball a ton. The 5 games he's played with Washington, as you can see, he's only had the 1 game where he's went under 28.7 and the Clippers. In that game, he just didn't shoot the ball very well and only had 1 rebound, which is kind of odd. Before that, 7, 8, 14, and 5 rebounds, only the single rebound there. But again, going up against the Knicks, I think it'll kind of try to take it to him here. I think this is a little bit too low. I think this fantasy score should be closer to 35. And again, as you said, he's went over this in 4 of those 5 games. He's going to be a big piece here. I think it hurts Kuzma a little bit, but I think the unicorn going back into the Garden, I think he's gonna try to prove a point, and I think we're gonna see him shoot a ton. Definitely should see double-digit shot attempts. He's taking 10, 13, 13, 14, and 12. I think we're going to see closer to 15 to 17 shots. And, we should see 27 to 28 minutes at him. They were going to ramp him up, but he didn't see the 4th quarter in that Denver game, and he still got there. So if we're going to see 15-plus shots here, some rebounds, a little bit of everything for Porzingis, I think we're going to see a big game out of him. It's just a matter of time for it's coming. And, if we can get 27, 28 minutes out of him, he's starting to creep towards that 30 number. This is just way too low for what he does. In that Denver game when he puts up 32, he put up 3 blocks. So, we're going to go over 31 fantasy points for the unicorn here. So, a little recap here. We got Drew Eubanks over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Watford over 23.5 points, rebounds, assists. Cameron Payne over 7.5 assists. RJ Barrett over 33.5 points, rebounds, assists, or 37 fantasy score. And Porzingis over 31 fantasy score. I'm going to rank these ones for you because I do have a few that I like more than others. We're going to go Cam Payne number 1 at over 7.5 assists. I'm going number 2 at Porzingis over 31 fantasy score. Then I'm going Drew Eubanks over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Then I'm going Watford over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then the last one here, we're going RJ Barrett over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So there's 5 for you. Hope you have a fantastic Friday. And I'll link this video I did this morning. So we got 10 picks. Again, if you want to go out and play 5-man power plays, I think you're going to struggle long term with it. I tend to play 2 to 3-man power plays. And then when I play a 5-man, I play flex plays with those. And I think that's the way to go long term if you want to be profitable playing over here at Prizepicks. So with that, again, have a fantastic Friday. Hope you're enjoying watching a little NCAA basketball today. And again, a massive 12-game slate on our hands. I will see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.